One day, in a small town, a philosophy professor, well known for his unique teaching methods, arrived at an elementary school. That day, he deliberately brought a large glass jar and walked into the classroom, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The children were immediately captivated. He placed the jar on the table, then carefully took out several fist-sized rocks and gently put them inside until no more could fit. He asked, "Is the jar full?" The students nodded. Yes. The professor smiled, took out a bag of pebbles, poured them into the jar, and gently shook it. The pebbles filled the gaps between the large rocks. He asked again, "Is it full now?" Some students hesitated, but most still answered, "Yes." Next, he took out a bag of sand and slowly poured it in. The sand flowed naturally, filling all the remaining gaps. He asked for the third time, "Is it full now?" This time the students had caught on and replied, "Maybe not yet." Finally, the professor picked up a jug of water and poured it into the jar. The water seeped into the sand until it reached the brim. He nodded and said, "Now, it is truly full." The professor looked around at the students and said, "This jar represents your life. The big rocks symbolize the most important things: family, health, friends, and dreams. If you put in the sand or pebbles first, there will be no room left for the big rocks. Similarly, if you spend all your time on trivial matters, you will have no energy left to focus on what truly matters. The pebbles represent the secondary yet meaningful parts of your life, such as your job, house, and car. They are important, but they are not the core. The sand represents the daily trivialities, social media, chores, entertainment, things that take up time, but do not bring true fulfillment. If you fill the jar with sand first, you won't have space for the big rocks. This is just like life. If you are always occupied with small, unimportant matters and neglect what truly matters, you may realize too late that you have missed the most valuable parts. The professor paused for a moment and then said solemnly, "So, always put the big rocks in first. Make sure your family, health, dreams, and friends receive the attention they deserve before dealing with the pebbles and sand. Otherwise, by the time you reach the end of your life, you may find that you have missed what was most precious." At that moment, a curious student asked, "Professor, what about the water? What does it represent in life?" The professor smiled and said, "Water represents the small joys that add warmth to life, like having a coffee with a friend, enjoying a quiet afternoon, or an unexpected burst of laughter." He continued, "No matter how busy or full your life may seem, always leave a little room to enjoy these beautiful moments. Even when the jar appears full, water can still seep in. It reminds us that amidst our packed schedules, we should also learn to relax, connect with others, and appreciate moments of peace." The professor concluded, "The goal in life is not to fill it with everything, but to find balance. Prioritize what truly matters. Let your life be meaningful, and the rest will naturally find its place." If you wish to use English short stories to learn English, I recommend you read this set of books. It contains numerous stories and essays, which should assist you in learning more effectively.